Yo, what's going on, fellas? Tech from the future here. So I felt the need to go ahead and put this part at the beginning of the video because unfortunately this is just how things work out sometimes. Sometimes things just drop randomly and you weren't prepared for it, so I wanted to go ahead and get out in front of this because I know I'm gonna see the comments anyway, even though I put this part in the video. Unfortunately, I recorded this entire video early Thursday morning, which was yesterday, a full day before the official cinematic and release date trailer came out this morning. So you're gonna hear me reference things in like a kind of weird past viewpoint, like the projected release date still being around mid to late October. Which is no longer the case as of today, and us not knowing any of the possible 5 characters that will be added on launch as well, which if the new character that they showed in this morning's trailer is going to be added to the game on launch, then we got another prediction right before the game even come out, which feels pretty good. But I felt the need to go ahead and put this in the video because I know I'm still gonna get comments of people saying, bro, didn't you see the release date get announced this morning? And bro, didn't you see this character that they put in the new trailer? That's probably yes. All of that, yes. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Regardless, I will be sure to put the trailer in here somewhere, probably at the end, for any of you fellas that haven't seen it already. But yeah, pretty cool to get yet another prediction right for Squadra before the game even comes out. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball video. And in this one, we're going to be going over, honestly, a pretty huge update surrounding Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra that I'm surprised more people aren't covering and talking about and at least speculating over. This is probably the biggest update that I've seen for this game since the Goku reveal and since the alleged estimated release date for this game, which we are fastly approaching. The estimated / alleged release date for this game that still has yet to be confirmed. It says in the App Store October 20th 2025. I don't know, again, I don't know if it says that same thing on Steam, but I know in the App Store, and I heard in the Google Play Store as well, which I think is where I initially saw that leak. It does say that the estimated release date for Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra is still October 20th. So we are just patiently waiting for that release date to be confirmed. But over here on the official Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra Twitter account, just recently, earlier this week, they tweeted out that 5 new characters or 5 new heroes are joining the fight at launch. More info is to come soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, be sure to follow us here at Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra on Twitter. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, man, but it looks like we were right again, bro. A couple of videos ago, probably like 2 or 3 Squadra videos ago, I had said that Squadra will probably aim to release with the same amount of characters or around the same amount of characters that Pokemon Unite had when they initially released. For Pokemon Unite, if I'm not mistaken, that game launched with 20 playable Pokemon on release. And so for Gekishin Squadra, I'm pretty sure that counting Goku, we are at 17 characters. So with the additional 5 that'll be launching on release with the full game, we'll be up to 22 playable characters on launch for this game. Now, they also did us a favor so we don't have to, I guess, over speculate. They also showed us the roles for the last 5 characters that'll be released alongside the base roster as well. We'll be releasing with 1 tank, 2 more supports, and 2 more DPS characters. So this actually allows us to kind of speculate on 5 new characters that we think will come with the initial launch of the game. Now, this is just all off the top of my head. I have my own reasons for all of these characters that I'm about to say too, but I feel like, you know, we probably have a decent idea of who could be coming with the base game. Now, if we look at the characters that we have so far, there is a little bit of a mix and mash up. Like, all of these characters on this top row, I feel like make a lot of sense. But then when you get to the second row right here, these are some of the most random batch of characters that I can imagine. Now, I do respect the fact that we have, what, 2 GT characters, we have 2 Frieza characters, we have 2 movie characters, then we have a Dragon Ball Super character and a Dragon Ball Daima character. I can kind of see what they were going for right here. I feel like you could probably switch Zamasu and Frieza. Like, Frieza could have released in that first beta and then Zamasu in the next beta, and he would have made a little bit more sense down here, giving us 2 GT characters, 2 movie characters, and 2 Dragon Ball Super characters. So when it comes to a tank character, I feel like this is probably the most difficult role to speculate on. I mean, if we look at the tanks we already have in the game, who would have guessed that Super Saiyan Vegeta would be a tank in Squadra? Like, I feel like that one probably makes the least amount of sense. You could obviously make a case for Zamasu. Now, for my speculation on characters that I see possibly being able to make the base roster on Gekishin Squadra, if we kind of try to follow the semblance of a pattern that they have here with how they implemented characters in the last 2 betas, I'm gonna say that maybe we get 2 more Z characters, 2 super characters, and possibly either a movie or another Daima character. I don't think they'll release Goma right now because Goma hasn't been in any Dragon Ball game yet. Xenoverse, we are still, trust me, I know people under this video are gonna ask. I'm waiting just like you guys for any news whatsoever on Sparking Zero's 3rd DLC pack. We'll more than likely see Goma in there. I don't know if we'll see like Super Saiyan 4 Goku just yet in this game. I feel like it's a little early for him. I feel like Cell is probably the character that everybody is waiting on the most to see right now. I mean, we have Majin Buu, we have Frieza, we have Android 18, Android 17. I do feel like he could possibly make it. Now, I'm talking about MVP 17 from Dragon Ball Super. I feel like he has a good chance of making it in as another DPS as well. As far as Cell though, Cell could honestly be another baby type character. I could see him being either a tank or a DPS. He has a lot of moves that could act as utility in this game. I know Cell Juniors are already in the game as like NPCs and things like that, but that could be a part of his kit as well. Maybe he does something cool with the Cell Juniors. Maybe he has like life steal or something in his first form or second form before he goes perfect. Anything like that could be used as some really cool utility. So I could honestly see this character being a great tank or a great DPS character. Now, moving on to a Dragon Ball Super character that I think has a really good chance of making it on the base roster. We're actually going to go over 2 characters right now, those being Hit and Jiren. Now, we already have Caulifla in the game. I'm fairly certain that that's Dragon Ball Super Android 18. Actually, that might be 18 from the Tournament of Power. So Hit or Jiren honestly makes sense. Now, both of these characters would or be DPS characters because Hit and Jiren, they should just be offensive monsters, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Time skip is one ability that I cannot wait to see how it's gonna work in this game, man. But not really too much more needs to be said for Hit and Jiren. I mean, I feel like it could make sense for both Hit and Jiren to have a decent bit of crowd control. Hit with time skip and Jiren with his glare and things like that. Maybe they could find a way to work meditation into the game. Hopefully they give Jiren his transformation too in the full power Jiren. Oh my god, that is gonna be so sick, bro. Now for the last 2 mystery character slots being the support role now that I think have a decent chance of making it onto the base roster for Squadra on release. And they're gonna sound really cliche when you hear them, trust me, but I've thought out how well these characters could operate within the rest of the cast too. Number 1, my first choice would actually be Master Roshi, and my second one, Tien and Chaozu. Now, like I said, I've already kind of thought about how these characters could potentially work within the rest of the cast right here, but I guess the best way to put this simply in comparison aspects would be that Tien and Chaozu would more so take after a character like Frieza, where damage does come, you know, relatively easy to them, but they're really focused on more so disrupting the enemy team and kind of like moving them around and things like that. And a character like Master Roshi possibly taking a little bit more after a character like Krillin, who is a really tricky character to deal with, but he also has really decent damage as well. Now, some moves that I would for sure like to see on these characters, obviously we got to get Solar Flare and Neo Tri-Beam on Tien, man. As far as whatever he's able to do with Chaozu, maybe like a telekinesis type move that's able to CC opponents in front of you or something like that, or maybe just a single opponent, and Neo Tri-Beam is able to pretty much do the same thing, just pushing anybody out of the way. Obviously we should keep it canon too. It should potentially do a little bit of damage to you, so maybe this is why they should make that his ultimate. And he should have like Dodon Ray or something alongside maybe telekinesis with Chaozu in his base kit. Now, as far as Master Roshi, there's so much they could do with this character, man. They could do kind of like with what they did with him in Dragon Ball Fighters, where obviously, you know, Mafuba or Evil Containment Wave could be his ultimate. He could have Kamehameha kind of like Goku, but his doesn't get, you know, absolutely massive unless he does his little buff up transformation, which I feel like could move characters off of you as well. And it could potentially allow him to do a larger Kamehameha as well, kind of like with what Super Saiyan Goku does. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for my speculation on who these final 5 characters could should be for the initial release of Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. If you agree or you have different picks yourself, let me know down below in the comments. I definitely feel like it's possible we could get another Dragon Ball Daima character on release, but I feel like, you know, sticking to Z and Super is probably a little more likely, but anything could happen. I mean, look at all the characters we got in the last beta. We got Bojack, Baby, and freaking Caulifla, bro. Like, that is a random batch of characters, and we have Daima Goku coming soon too. Since they put Daima Goku here as already being included in the base roster, I'm gonna assume this means that we hit that 3 million pre-registration, right? Since they're already including him, I'm just gonna assume that that's what that means. But if you guys haven't already, be sure to remember to pre-register before the release of Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. You have plenty of time, so it's not like there's any rush. But anyways, fellas, down below in the comments, if you've thought of 5 characters yourself that you think have a pretty good chance of making it into the base roster of this game, let me know. And if you've also thought of reasons as to why, and also potentially what moves they could have, kind of like I did with this video, let me know that as well, because I would love to have that type of conversation with you guys. Right now, everything is just speculation. The only thing we know is we're getting 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 more support before the game's release. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, my boys.